Yeah, good evening, Azan. Azan, good evening. Azan, good evening. Azan, good evening. Hello, Azan. Hello, sorry. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Go live. Please go live,
Can you
please.
hear
Go
me?
on, please. Yeah, I think we're fine. So we are good to
Can you
go, please.
hear me now? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, very well. Please go ahead. We are live already.
Hello, good evening, everybody. You are all warmly welcome to this virtual gathering of friends in honor of Dr. Sulleiman Adediran, who clocks 70 today. 70 years of service and impact. Impact delivered across scales, local and international. My name is Chaiwo Adebayo, and I'm the General Secretary of Oyo Global Forum. Once again, you are all warmly welcome to this virtual gathering in honor of Dr. Sulaiman Adediran. In a society where true heroes are in short supply and where conversely the feelings among us are those being celebrated, the leaders and members of Oyo Global Forum felt duty bound to celebrate those amongst us whose existence have been of positive implications to our community. Hence the gathering tonight. Oyo Global Forum is the umbrella body, or I should say, the global network of Nigerians of Oyo extraction, Nigerian professionals of Oyo extraction, and it's about pulling energy to deliver local peace and development in Oyo. Dr. Sulaiman Adediran is one of our founding fathers. As a matter of fact, it was key to the draft of Oyo Global Forum's mission statement when we started 10 years ago. But apart from OGF, its existence, like I did mention earlier, has been of immense positive implications for our society, not only in Oyo State, but in fact, internationally as education policy consultant of international standard. And we just thought what we can do today that the clock 70 is to gather some of his friends, his associates, his family members to celebrate him. And that's why we are here today. It may interest you all that the planning for this session started actually today, about 20 minutes past 2 o'clock this morning. The chairman of the forum, Olorun Motoraman, sent me a message. Hey, bro, I'm thinking of something. And that's how it started. So we started contacting people to have this session to hold. So if we do not deliver it perfectly, you are just going to indulge us, but we will try. It will be a short session. We'll have a remark by the chairman. I hope he's now, he has now joined us. There would also be a tribute session, which will be divided into two. The first session will have a few persons. Then we'll have a direct interaction, a direct interview with the celebrant, Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. Then we'll return to the tribute session. We'll have him to talk again, a kind of vote of thanks. The chairman of our Global Forum will also talk. Then we'll have closing remarks again by the chairman. Now, I would call a person, before I introduce the participants in this session, and I will have a person to give us an opening prayer, which will just be for 10 seconds. Dr. Yunus Akintunde, sir, if you can just unmute him, chairman.
Hello.
Ẹ kálẹ́, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Ẹ kálẹ́, sir.
Ẹ kálẹ́ sí ara
Yes,
ni
sir.
o.
Ẹ kálẹ́, sir.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ ni o. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Ẹ ṣé gan.
Yes, sir.
How is it going?
Fine, sir.
Okay.
Dr. Yunus, sir.
Okay. Where is he?
Can chairman Dr. Yunus? Dr.
Okay.
Yunus Akintunde.
Oh, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Hello.
Hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, sir.
How are you now? Assalamu alaikum.
Ami wa alaikum salam.
A kú àṣeyẹ ẹ̀mí o. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam barakatuh. A kú àṣeyẹ ẹ̀mí o.
I'm not sure this is Dr. Yunus. I know you. Can you?
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
sir,
Hello.
doctor. Yes, sir.
Yeah, mo ń gbọ́ yín.
Yes. I want you to give us the opening prayer.
Well,
Later you will still
we thank Almighty Allah for giving us today, for giving us the privilege of witnessing 8th of August again, when Dr. Sulleiman Adediran is 70. As we are celebrating him this evening, we beseech the Almighty Allah to continue maintaining him, protecting him, give him good health and long life. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamu ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amin.
Thank you very much. Amin. Amin. Thank you very much, Dr. Yunus. I purposefully called Dr. Yunus. I don't think anybody is better placed to give us the opening prayer than Dr. Yunus Akintunde, because he's been a long-standing associate of Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. Recently, we sat with him, the chairman and I, in Abuja, and he told us some fantastic things he did while in government during the tenure of Alhaji Lam Adesina with Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. And these things till today are still felt in Oyo. Physical infrastructure, the physical schools that can be seen, and also people who were got into the civil service in Oyo. So we say thank you to both of you for your service to our state, to our community. May God continue to bless you. Thank you once again for that prayer, Dr. Yunus. We have amongst us today some very distinguished personalities who have left various things they are supposed to be doing right now for Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. Amongst them, we have Alhaji Adebayo Shitu, the former Honorable Minister for Communications. We just contacted him this afternoon, and we are very happy to have him attend this session. Thank you very much, and you are welcome. This will be like ambushing him, but he will be chairing this session. He will be chairing this virtual session. So our chairman, sir, Ekale Ekabo say ibi ayẹyẹ yìí o. Yes, sir.
I must commend you for putting this thing together.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n just call remarks to chairman.
Okay.
Sir.
Now, I have to thank all of you. I do for putting this program together. Dr. Sulleiman Adediran has been a brother of mine, specifically since 1974, when both of us got admitted into the then University of Ife. In our first year, I became the Assistant Secretary of the Muslim Student Society. In the second year, 1975-76, I became the Amir or President of the MS, my Vice President. After I left office, he became President, and I was also in the ESCO as an ex-official member. In all of these years, we have been like Siamese twins, working for Islam and ensuring that all students of Ife who are Muslims are brought under the influence of the Muslim Student Society. I'm happy to say that consistently, and I want to thank God for this, both of us have grown in Iman, we have grown in the spirit of Islam. We are still very much together. In fact, of recent, he played a pivotal role in the reconciliation of myself and one of my closest friends. This is Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. Of course, he is about 3 years older than me. But when we meet, we talk as co-equals because Islam brought us together. So for the past 45 years, I have respected him. His intelligence, his calmness, is something which is, to be admired. On this occasion of his 70th birthday, I rejoice with him. I rejoice with his family. I will rejoice with the entire Muslim Ummah of Oyo State. I am happy that even though Dr. Sulleiman Adediran is 70 now, he's as fit as a fiddle, like any other young man around. And I wish him many more successes. And it is my hope and prayer that he will continue to be of greater service to our state and to Nigeria as a whole. I want to also thank all of you who are participating in this Zoom birthday. It is my prayer that God will continue to sustain each and every one of us in all that is good. Thank you so much for making me chairman. I think more than any other person, more than Yunus Akin today, more than any other person, who has been with him for almost 50 years now, who is best to be chairman for today's occasion. Thank you so very much. May God bless all of you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very, very, very much, sir, for the kind sentiment you expressed towards Dr. Sulleiman Adediran, and of course to our organization too that has put this together. Hassan, premium times. We were
Oh.
supposed to stay in London, but I was in Leicester. You left.
It's a long time.
Leicester. Yes.
Are you from Oyo? Are you from Oyo?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir. Ọ̀yọ́ ni mí. Yes, Ọ̀yọ́ go.
Interestingly, I also have an Oyo lineage. My parents come from Ilako.
Gbogbo Yorùbá náà lọ́yọ̀, àwa náà ni olórí gbogbo.
We are not just plebeians. So it's a pleasure. I hope we will see sometime.
Yes. I'm in Abuja now.
No problem.
Yeah, I will do that.
You're welcome.
Yes, also, we have present today. We have Professor Rahman.
He's been our father these past 50 years.
Yes,
Professor Rahman was our teacher. He was our very well respected Muslim leader and patron in the MSS in those days in the University of Ife. So he's very much our children.
Alhamdulillah. Adúpẹ́ Ọlọ́run.
Alhamdulillah.
Ọdún kan ìgbà ọdún ni o.
Àmín.
Ọdún kan ìgbà ọdún ni o.
Ayé máa gba gbogbo wa láti sọ̀rọ̀ láti pay tribute to the celebrant. So what I'm doing now is just to introduce everyone who is present so that Morawa. Also, we have Mrs. Stone Akinsholu Ekalema. We have Honorable Bimbo Kolade, former commissioner in Oyo State. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Mo kí gbogbo wa, mo sì kí ọlọ́jọ́ bí tí à ń ṣayẹyẹ fúnlẹ̀ ìgbọ̀gbọ̀n ọdún kan ni o. Ẹ ṣé lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. We have the treasurer of Oyo Global Forum, Mr. Edward Oyedeji. Ekaleo. We have also here a son of the celebrant, Mr. Mifta Adediran. Ekaleo. Also, we have Mr. Kule Badmos, who is participating from Dublin, Ireland, where he's studying towards a master's degree. There is somebody here, Techno Canon CX. I can't see the person's face, so I'm not able to mention the person's name. It's fine if we just use our name to participate. I have also seen Prince Ayos Sonda, a federal civil servant and the vice chairman of Oyo Global Forum. He's a prince, actually. I should emphasize that. He's a prince of Oyo. And also Alhaji Rahman Onike. Thank you also very much for joining us. Yes. We have Juma Starkey, Engineer Ajibola Tijani, the first financial secretary of Oyo Global Forum, the women leader of Oyo Global Forum, Mrs. Iyabode Makinde. Thank you for joining us. We have Mr. Biola Adeyemo, Dr. Yunus Akintunde earlier mentioned, Dr. Shemkola Global Forum is participating from Wofamfi in the United Kingdom. Okay. I think going forward, as I see people's name, I would be mentioning them. Thank you very much. Earlier, I was just going to introduce Alaje Baushi too. But then what he did was actually his opening remarks. So we will skip that now. Now, I want to call Mr. Miftah Adediran. I think he's best placed to say a few things, a kind of biography of Daddy. We actually assigned Engineer Kolawole Kasim Raji, who is well known to all of us, to do this, to read the citation of the celebrant, Dr. Adediran, but is unavoidably absent, and I hope he joins us. He has a very pressing thing to attend to. That's why he couldn't join immediately, but I hope he joins us. So while we wait for Engineer Raji, I will just have Mr. Miftah Adediran now to say a few things, a kind of biography of the celebrant. He's a son of the celebrant. Anyway, thank you very much, Mr. Adediran.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
we can. Everyone can hear you.
Yes.
We can hear you. We can hear you. Good evening.
Ekale Saz. Yes, sir. My name is Miftah Adediran. First of all, I would like to thank everybody for taking time out to be here this evening on this 78th webinar party for my dad. I would like to say in Kayoni, Tony Ilebuboa, thank you very much. So on behalf of the family, let me say a very brief thing about my father. As we all know, my father was born 8th August 1950 to the Alowolodu ruling family of Oyo. He attended schools in Ghana. He attended schools in Oyo, Olivet Heights for his secondary education in Oyo. From there, he proceeded to Obafemi Awolowo University, then Unife, where he got his first degree. As God will have it, one of the teachers of teachers is among us tonight. In the presence of my father, Professor Emir Rahman, is right here with us. Those are part of who taught my father in Ife. From there, he left Ife for Canada for his master's degree. After his master's degree, he returned back to Nigeria to lecture in the same Unife, now OAU. He left Ife in 1994 to hold a public office in Oyo State as the pioneer chairman of Oyo SPEB, as it was known then, now known as SUDEB. He served a record 9 years without blemish. The record still speaks for itself till date. From then, after leaving office, he didn't go back to Ife. He went back to school again. This time around, that's University of Ibadan, to get another master's degree in the education line. Today, after then, he is now a consultant, working independently. What else do I have to say? So working independently, we give God the glory that is 70 years today, and we pray for much more healthy years ahead. Is that short enough? Abel?
Yes. Thank you very much. You were not prepared for it, but then you should be able to do what you just did. Thank you very much, Mr. Adediran. I think we met for the first time in 2015 when I was visiting Daddy to have him headline a lecture program in Hoyo. If you can recall.
We met in the house, right?
Yes. That was just about Salah period, if you can recall.
I think it was very brief.
Thank you very much once again. I think we can have more persons to have some words now, which will be in form of tribute. And I will call Dr. Shionkolade now. Hello, Dr. Shah.
Just a minute. I didn't realize.
Okay.
Enough. Right. Just give me a moment. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening. Ekaleo, and I really appreciate everybody for joining. I think if this has been better planned, we should have more people here, because the celebrant is worthy of being celebrated. I mean, I don't know. I think there are a lot of people want to say things. I won't take too much time. But Dr. Adediran is an exemplary patriot, an illustrious son of Oyo, a father, uncle, mentor to many. And I mean, our encounter, as it happens, actually was, when UJ was founded, about 9 years ago now. And I think that's our first proper encounter that we have had about him before, and the work he did with Super, for example. And I think the thing that struck me most about is that the authenticity, the unrehearsed humility that he brought, to bear in his interaction with those younger ones. I mean, and that is something that, has remained with me. You could not see anything contrived about him. It wasn't anything, that was rehearsed. There was just that authenticity. And you could almost feel it. It's palpable. It's, something that is quite tangible. And I mean, he was interacting with us, on such a level that, I mean, initially it took some of us a bit aback, because we are not used to that kind of, if somebody is an elder, I think there's a kind of, distance that sometimes, are created. But that struck me in a very strong and powerful way about the way he interacted with all the images that he showed the community. And I think the premise you saw that these young people want to do good things in the service of the community, and the way he embraced that, and the way he embraced us, I think is an example for many, both old and young, in our community. And I just want to use the opportunity really to thank him, because I don't think we have been able enough to appreciate, his contribution and his person and the values that they took there in these interactions over the years. And so this is just a good opportunity on behalf of the inaugural, executives of the Oyo Global Forum, on behalf of many of our younger ones as well as many of our old who have been committed to the work of developing and our community. To thank you for what we represent, for that spirit. And I know I've had conversation with many people who spontaneously speaks about the kind of impact that you have made on their lives. And I think this is actually where you see the value of a man. He doesn't talk much about himself, but you find a lot of people actually speaking, to what his impact is. He's not a man that I know, from what I know about him, and I think I know quite a bit. He's not a man that is given to self-publicity. But you have people, left and center who speaks to the kind of contribution and impact he has made. And I just want to thank you, sir, for what you represent, for the values, and that continues to be a source of encouragement and inspiration for us all. So thank you very much, sir. I don't want to take too much time. I could go on for another hour or so. Well, I will leave it there. And I say once again, happy 78th birthday to you. We wish you many more years in good health and prosperity and positive impact. And he's tireless. I think Meta, did mention earlier on as an independent consultant. I think he's picked up a bit. Actually, is a true son of Daddy, isn't he? Because it's a bit understating it here, isn't it? When he's an independent consultant, I know Dr. Adediran consults for United Nations organizations, and he continues to do so. And and that tirelessness is also another example for us all. So once again, thank you very much, sir, and I wish you a happy 70th birthday and happy celebration. It's a shame we have to do it only on Zoom, but there'll be many more celebrations, in the years to come.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shem Kolade. I like.
Yes, I'm done.
Thank you very much, sir. I like the phrase you used, unrehearsed humility. I think that perfectly describes that Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. We'll move from Dr. Kolade now, then have 2 or 3 more persons before we now have a direct interaction with the celebrants. I want to do it in a way that it will be like Egun Lalon Koyin Igbale. So I'm actually supposed to call Daddy Professor Rahman, but so I will just call Alhaji Rahman Odike now to say some words. I know he's known Dr. Adediran for long, and he would have some things to say about the celebration.
Thank you.
Let's have it short,
thank you.
please, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity given me to be one of the contributors. Dr. Sulleiman Adediran, I used to call him my big dad, my mentor, and a role model. By my way of life, I don't normally use such adjectives to qualify anyhow person, except the person has made indelible mark, contribution to my growth, development, and that of our society. Without wasting much of our time, I've known Dad for a very long time. I've been with him, I've worked with him. He's among few individuals that has really encouraged me to be who am I today. Let me be specific by telling us that it was the one that gave me a job, my first government job in life, when I was employed by State Primary Education Board. It was among those few individuals that really trained me in act of writing. He's a father because in those days, when I was very, very young, with my NCE certificate that time, Baba would give me the opportunity to write speech. When I write speech, he will edit, He will give me different assignments that is not meant for people with PhD. He always give encouragement and support. I thank him very much for his contribution to my life. Baba is a bridge builder. Why do we call him a bridge builder? Among his contemporaries that are elderly, Baba always fits in terms of making brilliant contribution. And he has a way of connecting the elderly ones with those of us that are younger ones. So that is why I've called him a bridge builder. Despite his aristocratic background, because he's a prince, his humility is second to none. And that is why today he's being rallied around by so many younger ones. In terms of mentoring role, among his peers of Oyo extraction today, I can say that Baba is in a frontline position in terms of giving encouragement, support, training, and mentoring those of us that are younger, that are coming behind. I'm grateful to him for that kind of achievements. In terms of primary education development in Oyo State today, since that 2004 to date, I can say with all emphasis at my command that his achievement and record surpass that of any other person that has served in that capacity to date. I've worked there, apart from the fact that I'm close to him, and I work as an administrator in Subeb. So I've bear witness that Baba is a great achiever, and he has made indelible mark in the area of primary education development in the state. Let me also add this aspect of, his independent research work. Today, I can say that Dr. Sulleiman has been helpful to those of us that are younger by giving us different assignments, giving us different connections, contacts, so that we can also develop ourselves. So to God be the glory that we are witnessing his 70th birthday today. I want to pray that God should continue to strengthen him. May he live longer in good health and with greater prosperity. I'm very happy to be part of this virtual meeting. And I commend the organizer of today's event for this good initiative. God will continue to bless and strengthen the leadership of your Global Forum. I'm very grateful for the opportunity you have given me to speak on Baba. So I'm very, very happy. Thanks, and God bless you all.
I know that if allowed, you could go on for the next 3-4 hours. Eshegon, once again, please, I want to encourage that we use both Yoruba and English. Tabashin Soyinbo, Kamaso, Ede Yoruba, no. Eshegon. Now, mo máa pe mọ́mì Mrs. Chon Akínṣọlú kí wọ́n bá wa kí dáadé. Ẹ káalẹ́ mọ́mì. Please unmute him. The chairman, please unmute mommy. Please unmute him. Unmute her, please.
I guess she's not ready to talk. Our device is not unmuted.
Please, mommy, please unmute. Just press unmute.
Yeah, it's unmute.
Okay. Yes.
Mo kí àwọn bàbá wa, àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n wa àti àwọn àbúrò wa gbogbo náà tí wọ́n wà ní ìjókòó láti ṣe ayẹyẹ 70 years fún bàbá wa Alhaji Sulleiman Adediran wípé wọ́n kú ìyẹni sí. Alhaji Adediran ó jẹ́ ẹni tí mo ti mọ̀ for over decades now. Mi ò mọ̀ wọ́n nígbà tán ṣe golden jubilee wọn, ṣùgbọ́n mo mọ̀ wọ́n nígbà tí wọ́n pé 60, which is the diamond age, and mo dẹ̀ tún mọ̀ wọ́n báyìí nígbà tí wọ́n pé 70, which is the platinum age that is ascending now this 8th of August. Wọ́n jẹ́ ẹnìkan tán jẹ́ alákíkanjú ẹ̀dá. Kí ni mo mọ̀ sí akíkanjú yẹn? Tí iṣẹ́ bá pa wá pọ̀, wọ́n jẹ́ ẹni tí kò kìí ṣe ìmẹ́lẹ́. He believes in hard work and he believes in diligence in anything he does. He's a man that believes that nothing comes from the moon, that it is you earn anything through your sweat. Wọ́n believe wípé nǹkan tí èèyàn bá fọ ló ń pẹ́, and he's a man tí wọ́n believe pé kéèyàn máa fi àlùmọ̀kọ́rí kéèyàn through the back door. He doesn't believe going through the back door for anything. He believes in himself, and this has taken him to places. Wọ́n jẹ́ ẹni tó ṣe wípé wọ́n dúró lórí òtítọ́. He's an upright and honest man, very transparent and highly accountable person. Kò sí àwọn tí a bá ṣiṣẹ́ níbi tíṣẹ́ ti pa wá pọ̀ tí wọ́n gbọ́n tí wọ́n kì í gbé sára fún wọn nítorí wọ́n ṣe máa ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn wọ́n máa fi gbogbo ara ṣe mi máa ní ibi tẹ́ ti rágbára yé mi ò mọ̀ o. Mo rí yẹn mú lára wọn tíṣẹ́ bá pa wá pọ̀ báyìí èmi gá wá máa sáré wípé no mi nígbà kí Dr. Adediran kọ́ kí wọ́n là mí nínú iṣẹ́ yìí. Let me quickly put in all my possible best to do it. And he's a real mentor. Mentor in the sense that wọ́n jẹ́ ẹni tó máa ń tọ́ èèyàn sọ́nà. Wọ́n jẹ́ ẹni tó máa ń fi ọ̀nà hàn ni. And ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kí n tó sọ̀rọ̀ sọ wípé wọ́n jẹ́ onírẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀dá, very humble. Humility par excellence is his watchword. Even in meetings, even in any conferences, he will allow everybody to have their way. He knows how to meddle, and he knows how to try láti put things in the right way, so that even things will work out perfectly well for each and everybody, and we'll be able to achieve our set goals. He's a good team player. He knows his onions. Highly intelligent. He's a man that I respect so much, and he has been a mentor to me. I've learned a lot from his feet, and also he's a family man to the core. And when I say family man to the core, the family man to the core. But Alhaji Dr. Sulleiman Adediran is a family man to the core. When you see a man that is ready to give his shoulder to people that really need help, that man is a real family man to the core. He's a man that empathizes. He's a man that loves. He's a man that cares. So on this note, I want to wish him long life, good health, and prosperity. And as he has entered into the platinum era, may Almighty Allah grant him the grace to age gracefully. Inshallah. Thank you.
Eshegon, my mommy. Eshegon. Thank you very much. I think the best for everyone is to leave good seats in some corners. We'll be thinking about in there. A day would come that Oh, I was muted before. Sorry. Yeah. Incontable saw good seats every corner. A day would come that we would repeat, and that is what we are witnessing today. It is not so common that you would have this gathering of very esteemed persons in honor of one person. This is very exemplary, and it's a lesson for all of us. Congratulations once again, Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. Màá tún pé ẹnìkan sí nísìnyí báyìí láti tún sọ nǹkan àbí méjì. But before I do that, I would like to recognize the presence of Engineer Kolawole Kazeem Raji and also Professor YK Yusuf, also Alhaji Abdulwahid Lawal. We have several persons there, very esteemed persons here. And my fear now is how we are going to have everyone who wants to talk. That is my fear now. That is just my fear now. But we'll just try. However short, everyone wants to talk with them. Have a way. I know that we all consider it honor, we all consider it privilege to have an opportunity to express some words, some kind sentiment towards Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. Now, I will call Honorable Bimbo Kolade now. Ekale, sir.
Yeah, Ekale.
Hello.
Ekale o. Mo kí gbogbo wa o. Pé a kú ayọ̀ ọjọ́ ìní tá à ń ṣe pẹ̀lú bàbá wa Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. Ní pàtàkì jùlọ mo kí Dr. Adediran. A ní one common heritage tí mo lè pè ní Great Ife. Bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àwọn ti kúrò nífẹ̀ẹ́ kọjá kó tó di pé àwa débẹ̀. But the spirit of Great Ife yẹn àtọmọdé àtàgbà ló wà lára wọn. Tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ tá bá ṣe ń wò wọ́n náà lórí bá ṣe ń ṣayẹyẹ fún wọn lálẹ́ yìí, ẹ máa rí i pé àlùtà spirit Ifẹ̀ yẹn ó sì wà lára wọn dáadáa. So Great Ife. Yes, èmi kàn máa fàkókò yìí ṣe àdúrà fún wọn ni pé Olúwa bá wa dúró tì yín. Ọlọ́run á túbọ̀ dá yín sí fún wa láti tẹ̀síwájú nínú àwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi èyí tí ẹ ń ṣe láti jẹ́ source of encouragement fún gbogbo àwa ọ̀dọ́ nílùú, ní pàtàkì jùlọ gbogbo ọ̀dọ́ láti ìlú Ọ̀yọ́ àti agbègbè rẹ̀. A mọ rírì leadership yín tẹ́ ń show tí gbogbo wa dẹ̀ ń try láti emulate. Majority ní set yín nígbà tí wọ́n ń dàgbà tí wọ́n ń ṣe oníkálukú bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń kàwé báyìí ọ̀pọ̀ ń fi agbègbè Ọ̀yọ́ sílẹ̀ ni. Tó ṣe pé ẹ̀kan a máa gbúrò pé ẹni yìí Ọ̀yọ́ ló ti wá, ẹni yìí Ọ̀yọ́ ló ti wá. Ọ̀pọ̀ ti di Lagos Ọ̀yọ́ or abroad Ọ̀yọ́, but gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ọba tẹ́ jẹ́ identify fully with Ọ̀yọ́ and the township in general. So a bá yín yọ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Gbàdúrà pé bá ṣe ń ṣe 70 pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run, gbogbo wa á jọ péjọ láti celebrate yín at 80 ní pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable. That's very fantastic, those short, and we appreciate that as you kept it short. I should go once again. Soon we would have direct interaction with the celebrants, but before we do that, I want to call Professor YK Yusuf. Ekale, sir.
Ekale o.
Ekale, sir. Yes, sir.
Ẹ kú àjọyọ̀ náà.
Yes, sir.
Ohun rẹ̀ báyìí ni a máa péjú jọ ṣe o. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún ẹ̀gbọ́n wa, Professor Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. Ọlọ́run ṣe wọ́n ní ọlọ́lá èèyàn. Tí ẹ̀gbọ́n bá wọ even shirt tán dé bẹ́ẹ̀tì, ẹ̀ tún rí tọ́lá tún jẹ jáde lára wọn láti ọjọ́ pípẹ́ wá ní o, kì í ṣe pé wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀. Mo rò pé tẹ bá rí èrò fọ́tò wọn tó wà lórí kíní WhatsApp, ìkànnú àwọn tí wọ́n dá ẹ̀ lónìí, aṣọ green tí wọ́n wọ̀, bí mo ṣe rí kíní yẹn lónìí ni mo rántí pé Ọlọ́run máa ṣe ohun, ó máa kẹ́ bàbá yìí. Kò bí ẹ̀gbọ́n bá wọ t-shirt lásán, ọlá jẹ jáde láti inú ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run tí ó wá ṣe ọ̀ràn wọn báyìí, Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ kí ìkẹ́ orí wọn kó rẹ̀yìn. Àlékún ìkẹ́, àlékún ọlá, àlékún ọlà lọ́lọ́run máa ṣe fún wọn. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ tí ó wá ti ara wọn jáde náà, Ọlọ́run á tún wá ṣe wọ́n lọ́mọ lájú ti ẹ̀gbọ́n lọ. Ọmọọba ni wọ́n, Ọlọ́run ò ní ṣe wọ́n ní ẹni lẹ́lẹ̀, Ọlọ́run ò ní ṣe wọ́n lẹ́ni ẹ̀yìn. Ẹ̀gbọ́n wọ́n yáwọ́, tí n bá sì léèyàn yáwọ́, kì í ṣe nítowó nìkan. Wọ́n yáwọ́ nípa pé ká gba nímọ̀ràn, ká tọ́ni sọ́nà. Gbogbo ìgbà tí a jọ wà nífẹ̀ẹ́, tí ọ̀rọ̀ bá ti di pé ó fẹ́ le díẹ̀, tí ẹ̀jẹ̀ tọmọdé tó fẹ́ gbà wá nú, ẹ̀gbọ́n á ti pè wá pé Yísà ẹ má ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwa tún máa wá bá wọn jiyàn, mo mọ̀, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣá máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa ṣe. So Ọlọ́run ṣe wọ́n ní onísùúrù tó pọ̀. Àwa sì jẹ́ nínú ọlá sùúrù wọn yìí náà, a jẹ́ nínú ọlá sùúrù wọn yìí náà. Ọlọ́run ọba a máa wá ṣe àlékún ìkẹ́ fún wọn. Àfáà tún ni wọ́n o, mi ò mọ̀ bóyá ẹ mọ̀ yẹn. Mo sì rò pé ó yẹ kí n sọ èdè àfáà náà fún wọn pé a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún 70 tẹ̀dà. Warafanáwó makanan aliya, òkè ìní ọlá ó máa rè. Àwọn èèyàn ti ṣàdúrà pé di 80 ní ṣáàlà ń ṣojú gbogbo wa yìí náà ni. Ọlọ́run wá ní jẹ́ kí ó jẹ́ pé ẹ̀mí gígùn ọ̀hún páìsàn, pé inú àìsàn lẹ́ẹ̀fì lò, pé inú ìdààmú lẹ́ẹ̀fì lò, nínú ìnira lẹ́ẹ̀fì lò, nínú ìpayà lẹ́ẹ̀fì lò. Gbogbo nǹkan pátápátá tó wà nínú Warafanáwó rẹ̀, ìní Ọlọ́run yóò máa ṣe fún yín. A máa rí yín, inú wa ó sì máa dùn. Ẹ̀gbọ́n, happy birthday o. Ọlọ́run á wá jẹ́ kí each new day fún yín, bílẹ̀ bá ti ń mọ́ tó ń ṣú, àlékún kẹ́ lọ́lọ́run máa fi ṣe àmì ìkọ̀kọ̀nú ẹ̀. Congratulations. Ẹ ṣeun.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for that, sir. Professor Yusuf is a senior academic and a university administrator. We are very happy to have you present.
Thank you, sir.
Here. It's really a privilege. Yeah, I was at IFE, and one of the first persons I met at OAU, in fact, before I entered OAU, was you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you were very warm.
Oh.
And you were helpful.
Thank you.
Dada ò ní tú yín, kò ní sú yín ṣe, sir.
Àmín o, àmín o, àmín o. Ọlọ́run máa ṣàlékún kẹ́ fún wa lápapọ̀ o.
Àmín, 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 àmín. The whole GF chairman just told me now that because ayẹyẹ là ń ṣe, this is no academic conference. There is music to play. So, but before we'll have the music with the indulgence of... well, that will be surprising anyway to see him dance, because I've always seen him as this serious Alakada.
Ọmọ Jaiye gan o. Ọmọ Jaiye gan o. Wọ́n gbérú ẹsẹ̀ tí Aláàfin máa ń gbé Aláàfin tá a máa ń rí nínú bí káwọn náà gbé bí méjì irú ẹ̀ kárí.
A gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe yẹn lálẹ́ yìí. A gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe yẹn lálẹ́ yìí. Because this is not another conference. So that day ṣe ti múra. That day ẹ máa múra sílẹ̀. Ẹ máa jó.
Àìsàn òdì pé kí wá nìyẹn o.
Ẹ máa jó. Ṣùgbọ́n ká tó ṣe yẹn, ẹ jẹ́ kí n pe ẹnìkan sí kan fún wa níbi few seconds of some talk. Kan kí dáde. That would be Engineer Kolawole Kasim, Raji, Uncle KK. There's a way I always laugh anytime I see him or I mention his name. He has this powerful presence. Uncle KK, you're right, sir.
Ọmọṣẹ́ Azan ní àkọ́kọ́ náà
ẹ má jẹ́ kó pẹ́ o, ẹ rọra bá wa ṣe ní ṣókí àti kọjá citation yẹn, so it will just be very short.
Ní àkọ́kọ́ náà mi ò tètè gẹ́ẹ̀tì líǹkì yìí pẹ̀lú ọ̀dà mi tí mo fẹ́ ṣe. Mo ṣe lọ mo jẹ́ check wọn á ní kọ́kọ́ mo send message sí ẹ wá sọ pé ó ṣẹ̀ send ẹ̀ ní nǹkan bíi 1 minute to 9 ni. Anyway, ní àkọ́kọ́ náà ẹ jẹ́ ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún bàbá wa, ọ̀nkú wa, bọ̀dá wa, Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ti sọ ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ nípa wọn. Mo dẹ̀ believe pé gbogbo àdúrà táwọn èèyàn ṣe Ọlọ́run ó jẹ́ kó bá wọn lára mu. Ọlọ́run ó jẹ́ kí wọ́n pẹ́ fún wa. Àkọ́kọ́ náà ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó wà lórí afẹ́fẹ́ náà, Dr. Ibrahim Adébáyọ̀ Shitu. Mo fẹ́ kí àwọn náà fi àkọ́ṣe ti Dr. Sulleiman Adediran kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ torí mi àti wọn a máa fira wá ṣe ẹ̀yẹ kan. Wọ́n á ní ìwọ tó bá ti lọ ọ̀fẹ́ o lọ school. Mo wá mọ̀ sọ fún wọn wípé mo wá mọ̀ sọ fún wọn pé look, àwọn ẹlẹgbẹ́ tiwa ló kọ́ yìí ń fẹ́, ṣùgbọ́n ó ní nǹkan kan tí mo rí ní àwọn colleagues tiwa ló ń kọ́ wọn ń fẹ́. Mo wá rí kíní kan nínú ìdánilójú nù CV Dr. Adediran tí mo rí pé nígbà àwọn tún lọ ọ̀fẹ́ tán wọ́n tún wá lọ sí UI láti lọ gba MSc. Wọ́n tún wá lọ gba MSc ní UI tó ké o. Lóòótọ́ ọba àwọn yunifásitì kan bẹ́ẹ̀ nbì kan o, which is University of Ibadan. So agbákin ẹ mú sàgbéra o.
Ọ̀dà ọjọ́ ń bọ̀ nínú wa wí. Ọjọ́ ń bọ̀ nínú wa wí. Ọgbà èsì ọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ọba yá.
Ẹ ṣe àmọ̀ fọ́jọ́ ọ̀yọ́ mèsì.
Sọ̀rọ̀ fún àlọ́yọ́ jù wá lọ. Àjọ ọlọ́yọ́ ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Èmi kọ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ wọn sọ̀tàn yẹn fún.
Ọmọ ọba sì làwọn lọ́yọ̀ọ́.
Àlébi kọ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ wọn sọ̀tàn yẹn fún.
Ìlà mẹ́fà ni ilẹ̀ ọmọ ọba ilẹ̀ Alamidi.
So ní kúkúrú a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run gẹ́gẹ́ bí Professor Yusuf ṣe sọ. Mọ́ra fara wọn ká náà lé à ẹ jẹ́ ká dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run fún wọn òkè wọ́n ràn lọ́la wọn máa lọ. Torí àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe tó múnú tèmi dùn jù is when he served under Alhaji Lam Adesina lórí àwọn primary school tí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní túnṣe káàkiri throughout the state, which is the basic foundation of any educational system in Nigeria. So yẹ pé gbogbo àwọn school yìí ti wà dilapidated tí ò sí nǹkan mọ́, but ìyẹn gan wá jẹ́ the major project tó yẹ pé even other states came to Oyo State to copy what he did. In fact, to me, that is even one of the major achievements of Alhaji Lam in that time. And I was very happy that the idea came through him and he implemented it to the letter. Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè yóò bá wa jẹ́ kẹ́ di ìgbésí sọ̀rọ̀ 80 ẹ di 100 bí bàbá tó bí mi àti ìyá tó bí mi kan tó jọ́ lọ ń pè ẹ̀yin ò di 100 ẹ di 110 ẹ di 120 nílùú Ọ̀yọ́ yìí náà ni ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ kó wa jẹ̀pẹ́ ọlọ́run dẹ̀ jẹ́ kẹ́ mẹ́ńtọ̀ wa pẹ́ gbogbo èyí Ọ̀yọ́ is possible tá a máa ń sọ ní OGF lójú ayé yín náà ni ó ti ṣe and then you mentor us well and we thank God for your life we thank God for the testimony people have been giving about you and ọlọ́run Olódùmarè yóò bá wa fún yín ní ẹ̀mí gígùn happy birthday happy birthday happy birthday.
Okare.
The powerful Kukeke.
The powerful Keke.
Like you mentioned, and like others had also mentioned, the impact that the Dr. Sulleiman Adediran Lori primary education law your state would remain indelible. Immediately I started teaching. Tutorial school Idiokwe, God's Grace Learning Center. I wanted to shape my character at the time because if you are a teacher, you would want to be a fine example. So I wanted to shape my character, so I had to start teaching. So school Tamanlo, school LA Town School Idiokwe. I'm not sure that's the correct name of the school anyway, but it is popularly called Idiokwe. You have this. You have all this structure there. Joti public school. You have laboratory, office, the principal, very decent structure. And I always asked my boss at the time, Mr. Okunlola Bioye, that is the first time Daddy Sulleiman Adediran. Before I now met him in 2015 when we were trying to organize a lecture. I do service in full state, full community, and like I mentioned when we started this session, that's one of the reasons why we felt that we have a duty to celebrate this person, because society villains amongst us that we don't celebrate and say by. So I want to buy a true hero, don't any impact in society. We should honor them. And once again, we thank you all for joining. I'm going to seek let me mention again that for the purpose of acknowledging the existing protocol, chairing this session is Alhaji Adebayo Abdurrahim Shitu, the former Minister for Communications, is graciously chairing this session today. And we just mentioned it to him this evening, actually. Thank you. Mr. Poto, the chairman, is the song ready now?
Yes.
That is Shetimura Ijo.
Ẹ kalẹ́ o. Ṣé rí àwọn àbúrò mi kan wà níbí. Mi ò gbọ́dọ̀ pé wọ́n máa gbé ní kolu ni.
Order of the chairman.
Ẹ máa gbọ́ ná. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lọ́yọ̀ọ́ ẹ máa sọ pé Ọ̀yọ́ wọ́n máa tó nǹkan ni. Nígbà tí Kẹ́hìndé bá ń sọ fún mi pé kí n jó bí bàbá mi. Eré a máa tún fa ni kọ́ máa tún fa. Nígbà tí dúró ná. Nígbà tí Kọ́láwọlé náà sọ pé Ifẹ̀ Ìbàdàn ó fẹ́ gbé mi kó Professor Rahman. Ó mọ̀ pé Professor Rahman ọ̀gá mi ni wọ́n níbẹ̀ yẹn láti trade. Kí ló wá dé tí mo lọ sí ṣé tán bá ní nǹkan da èèyàn ó tún lọ compare rẹ̀ níbòmí pé ṣé ó jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ohun tó mú mi lọ sí Ìbàdàn ni ọ mo sì wá lọ mo gbé mu ní Ifẹ̀ káre lọ́wọ́. Ẹ ṣeun.
Great Ifẹ̀.
Tẹ́ bá ní jó mo ní jó ń kàn ṣe fìlà fún Aláàfin ni o. Kábíyèsí o. Bàbá ló máa jójó àwo máa jójó.
Daddy ti fi ọgbọ́n àgbà yẹ ijó sílẹ̀, but I will still seek the indulgence of the chairman to still have the song. So that will be a sort of brief relief for all of us. Just a few seconds. Mr. Chairman, not
Okay.
Okay, the song is on now.
Yeah.
The song is on
No
now.
problem.
Okay, sir.
I will dance on his behalf. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. Is this loud enough? Is this loud enough? Ṣé o gbìyànjú ló ń gbórin yí báyìí?
Chairman ò tí ì gbọ́ o.
Gbọ́ o.
Eléyìí ò loud dáadáa o, Mr. OGF chairman. Ọ̀gá pọ̀ tó, ọ̀gá Ọlọ́run pọ̀ tó, kíní yóò loud dáadáa o. Anyway. I think kíní yóò loud dáadáa. Maybe we just stop it now. The chairman, let us ẹ̀gbọ́n pọ̀ tó, ẹ jẹ́ ká stop it for now. So while we try to get the setting right, we'll be working on the setting. But I actually have a better option now. Somebody has just sent me an option now. Kí àwọn tó bá lọ sí Ifẹ̀ kí wọ́n má bínú pa fẹ́ surprise àwọn pẹ̀lú àwọn anthem wa. So all great Ifẹ̀ will just join me now. I'm a call you anthem for that in this by. And I think that would just be fantastic. So we all great Ifẹ̀ may just unmute now. Shadi Sheto.
Oh yeah, go and song.
Great Ifẹ̀, great Ifẹ̀, Africa's most beautiful campus. We are conscious, vigilant, progressive, alert against all oppression. Forward ever, backward never. For learning and culture.
Great Ifẹ̀.
Great.
Great Ifẹ̀.
Great. Ẹni tó bá ní privilege àti lọ sí Ohio, kò sí better thing láti gbọ́ ju Ohio anthem lọ. So àwọn uncle kéèké kí wọ́n má bínú ọ, àwọn tí wọ́n ní privilege àti lọ sí that great university. So now I will just have a direct conversation with Daddy Branch. Oh, is here. Daddy, sir.
Hello.
So I will just have a direct conversation with you, sir.
Okay.
At 70, you look very refreshed, much like you are younger. Báwo ló ṣe jẹ́ sà? Báwo lẹ ṣe ṣe sà? Is it exercise? Is it the food you eat?
Well, you want me to answer that?
Yes, I do, sir.
The answer is God. God, I have no hand in it. God.
Alhamdulillah.
It's God.
But kí ni active effort tẹ́yin náà máa ń take láti remain as you are at 70?
Well, I thought I would have time to pay tribute to some people, but since you didn't allow
You
me
would
to
have
do
time
that.
to do that, sir. You
Yeah,
will have
okay,
time to do that, sir.
let me say that there is a personality here who taught me to do exercise even at work, and that's Professor Maruf Rahman. If I have some time, I will say how I came to know him. But as a geologist, he's one person who will tell you have to be very, very observant. And to do that, because you are studying rocks, not human beings. They don't talk, but they have history. So he will tell you, look, I mean, when he gets to the field, I mean, Oga will be the first person to wake up. And if you don't, then you are in trouble. Whether you are as a student or a lecturer, I mean, he doesn't care about anybody. Once he takes his compass and then his hammer, I mean, he says, if you want to lose anything, don't lose your hammer. Even if it is, you know, we used to say, but so, and I think that has kept me trying to do what we call exercise. There is a person here who is not here tonight. I wish you were here. It's Professor Shin also. I mean, we were mates. He was my senior. But I mean, for field work. So I can say that in my younger days, it's the field work. But what do I do now? Very little. I mean, more of praying. If you want to talk about exercise, praying. And if you see where I'm sitting now, I just decided I won't show you the books so that you wouldn't mock me. I'm in my library, and most times, especially since this COVID-19, I have found comfort in the library. And I think this is one of the things which keep me busy. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, sir. Like I mentioned earlier, it was after 2 a.m. this morning that the plan for this session started. The chairman just messaged me, hey, bro, let's do something. And that's how we started. Most or virtually all the persons say wọ́n participate ní side tàwa ọ̀sán yìí ìrọ̀lẹ́ yìí la ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa contact wọn, and gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n fi àsìkò sílẹ̀ láti join wa. Ó ní láti jẹ́ wípé nǹkan kan lẹ ṣe tẹ́ ẹ ṣe wà ní rẹ́kọ́nì wọn pé ẹni yìí tán fẹ́ bu ọlá fún lẹ́ni yìí, mo ní láti fi àsìkò sílẹ̀ láti dúró síbẹ̀. It has to be about your ethical traits. Kí lẹ lè sọ nípa character, nípa ìhùwàsí, so that this would be a lesson for some of us who are younger, who are coming far behind. Nípa kéèyàn máa ṣe dáadáa. I want to say one or two things about kéèyàn máa ṣe dáadáa, nípa ethical traits, nípa ká máa gbin èso dáadáa.
Well, please, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, mo rí pé nínú ìjókòó wa yìí, ẹnìkan wà ńbẹ̀, one of my development partners. She doesn't speak Yoruba. So if you allow me, most times I would say that so that she takes along. I don't know how she got here. Yeah. Now, I mean, if you ask me that question, the thing I say is, look, what are we? I mean, these days I reflect, I say, what am I? I mean, a lot of my friends have gone. So why boast? Why feel you are on top of the world? So one of the things I've learned from my father, he says that, look, you may be a prince, but it doesn't say anything about you. You have to work, and I'm happy that my son is here. Before I was with him in Ife, before the other family members came, I cook. And I mean, I'm happy that when I visited him in his NYC camp, he was cooking for others. And even when I go to his house, when the wife is not there. So I think the thing is to say that, look, you are nothing. Whatever you are is just some opportunity. So, and like they say, if you occupy any post, somebody was there before you. And if the seat is not vacant, you won't be there. So why that? So I've learned early in life that, look, even if you're a prince or a king, you are something, it's just some accident. So you better behave, because someday, I mean, you have to be accountable. So that has guided me. And one person says, I mean, I believe that everybody has something to offer. And even in my later life, I'm happy that some of my development partners are here. Tong is here. I can see that Mrs. Juma is also here. I believe that, I mean, when I write something, I give it to them to correct. They say, no, guys, I say, no. I mean, the people who taught me, including Professor Rahman, they will tell you, I mean, he will put so many marks. And then Professor Rahman doesn't give A. I mean, he's here. He doesn't give A. He says if he gives you A, then it means you are excellent. And then, so he say, why give you A? So we know that the best you can get from Professor Rahman, B. And if you get a B plus, then something's wrong. So you struggle to get B, and even that B, it has taught me, even when I was lecturing, most of my students, I mean, they say you are too tough. I say, look, my guy is here. So I think one thing which has shaped me is that, I mean, you just have to be humble. Somebody could be better than you. And then you have to work. And you may not get the results, but when you work, someday, somehow you get the results. And I'm so humbled by what people have said, because I didn't think that I've done much. I wish I can do more. But I think I'm encouraged that people said I've asked them to do more. There's a student of mine, Professor Rahman knows him. He's from Oyo, big Oyo. He blackmailed me when he was my master student to Oyo, even to Afin, to say that the mom went there, I don't want the son to do well. I'm saying that, look, you can't do masters in Ife and then you say you just got masters. And I mean, it was tough even to get him to pass his exam. But do you know that when this guy got to Shell, he became a star. And Mufta is there. So many, I mean, 3 years ago, he called me, he was apologizing. I said, why? And he says, look, Oga, what you have done for me. And he says, look, I'm now, he has an oil rig. He has a business in Canada. He wants me to come. I say, no, I mean, I've done what I want to do for you. So your son, I said, Alhamdulillah, my children are doing well. So I told Mufta to go and see him. And then when he saw him, I said, well, look, I mean, I don't need anything. I was trying to help to shape you, because people like Professor Rahman, Professor Adegoke really shaped us. I mean, you have no room to weave and say, you must do it, you know. And he comes and then he doesn't even look at you in the class. He uses a board, and then so that kind of a thing has gotten into me and say, well, look, when you write a paper, you have to leave it and then come back, give it to people to be able to vet. Dr. Adeyema is here, if I can see him. I tell him, I say, well, look, I'm sorry. I mean, that's how I've been trained. I mean, Tony is here, and I can see that Barry is also here. There was a time we went to the field that it was a big problem, but I said, well, I'm sorry, I don't have any regrets. But if you do it, fine. If you don't want to do it, fine. You know, but I'm happy that a lot of these individuals, they are masters of themselves. Kende Yusuf was talking. Kende Yusuf is a very brilliant guy. But I say, well, look, Kende, you can't do this. And he says, no, we can. You know that kind of a thing. I say, well, I mean, you have to do it. Look, Professor Rahman is there. He tells us to do it, and we'll do it. You will do it. So I'm so happy seeing people today. Even people, I mean, Onike was there. He's here, and then he used to complain. I said, well, look, I mean, there is no shortcut to it. It's either you do it or you don't do it. So I'm so happy. And I think I want to especially pay tribute to my teachers, both, if you allow me. One of my greatest teacher was my late sister. You know, she was one of my greatest teachers. And may Allah forgive her sins. Now, in Olivet, I had Mr. Bia, and I have Chief Oshin. These were people who modeled me. That was in Olivet. When we come to Ife, I mean, you talk about Professor Adegoke, Professor Rahman, and even people like Ken, they don't know what role they played in my life. Bayoshitu, I mean, he's a politician to the core. I remember when we were Ife and we were struggling, he was meeting with Chief Obafemi. I said, well, why now? He said, look, that's what he wants to do. And I'm happy that he's doing it well. I mean, people may not agree with him by his style, but he has stood his ground. I know this is his style. I mean, he goes for what he wants. I mean, he will argue it. And I'm happy he's a lawyer. So when I talk about Ife, I talk about these people. There is a guy called Ucham. I mean, my teacher and Rahman's students. And these are people, they are role models. And when I went to Canada, my boss would tell me that, look, when you write a paper, don't publish it until 6 months later. Sit over it. And because you find errors. And I still do that now. When they called me, I was writing some for the Federal Ministry of this. And I still find errors. So I think I pay tribute. And when I come to your government, I work with 5 chief executives from Shode to Unwosu to Usman to Oyahire, then Lam. I can tell you some of them are dead now. None of them ever asked me to go and bring money or say, come and give us this thing. None of them. Both the military, they won't. Lam once asked somebody to come and do some work. The guy didn't do it well. And he said, Sulleiman, don't do this, my uncle. I said, okay, he didn't perform. He said, don't pay him. Or you know, so you meet people like that. If people said I've succeeded, it's because I've been very lucky to work with others who are not going to tell me, go and bring money. And let me pay tribute to my friend, my late friend, Oyebanji. I mean, Oyebanji was a friend. I mean, he stood by me, and I mean, I came in as a university person. I remember at the time I was going, Professor Rahman said, you see, you are going to government. You people, you are not doing that. I said, I'll go. When I got there, I mean, I met Oyebanji, and Oyebanji was one of those guys. I mean, when they say people are civil servants are not good, he's very good. I mean, we became family friends. In fact, until the last minute when he died. So when I go around, and I also serve in SUPEP, so a lot of good people I met, some are late. And I went to Oyo College. I don't know whether the provost is here. I mean, I tell him, I say, well, look, I mean, I don't need anything here. I mean, if he's here, I mean, we have to serve. And when we had crisis there, I said, look, they said, go and take police to kill those boys. I said, I'm not going to do, because I'm a student of history. I know what happened to Adepeju in Unilag. I'm not going to kill people. I mean, people say, no, you are weak. I say, yeah, call me weak. But I think what we should do is, because we're owing teachers. I mean, yeah, you owe them, and then you say you are not going to pay them, and then you said they shouldn't strike. Well, I plead with those teachers, and they dealt with us because we are in government, beat some of our people, but it's still okay. And when I come to the development work, I think I give credit to all the people I've met. Tom is here, Barry is here, I think Dr. Adeyema is here, and Mrs. Juma, she's from Kano. We are working on the World Bank. I don't know how they got here, but when I saw that they were here, who invited them? But these are people who have benefited from. I mean, they say you are a guy. I say, no, I'm not a guy. We learn a lot. I learn a lot from Tom talks about my mentoring. I mean, she's very intelligent. She can stand on her own and she can say this. And I say, well, okay, sorry. I mean, but you have to do this if I'm the boss. And she agrees. So I think, and of course, Barry is my, a Friday man. He does everything for me. And sometimes he's never been upset with me except once. And when he was upset with me, I felt very bad. I called him back. I cried. And recently, and I apologized, because he's somebody you can call a friend at all times. He thinks about you even when you are not there. So I think all these people have shaped my life to say that if you are wrong, say I'm wrong. And I will say that there are some people I will say they will never wrong me, because they have done certain things for me in my life that I wouldn't expect. One of them is a professor. She is not here. I'm not going to mention those who are here. But so I think all in all, and people like you, Taiwo, and then Bimbo, and the president, and then everybody. When you call me, I say, why do I deserve this? Because I looked at myself and say, why do I deserve all these honors? So I thank you very much. I'm happy that my son is there representing the family. I thank them very well. I mean, sometimes he tells people that daddy is too tough. I say, well, you have to toughen yourself. And I'm happy that he has taken that line. I mean, when he wants to do something, I mean, he does it, he comes, I say, well, fine. I mean, just make sure that you are accountable to God. You know, so for me, this is the height of it. If I have all of you stay late from England and everywhere, I thank you very much. And Bayoshitu, a lot of you won't know that. And he has forgotten that it was not in Ife that I knew. I knew him as a student when he was in Shaki. My friend Bia used to be their teacher. And I'll come from the village where I was teaching, and then I come and I got to know him. I said, this guy must be smart. Somehow, life is funny. We went to the university at the same time because anytime I do exams, I'll pass, but we didn't have money. There was no money. Like I told you, my sister, she had to sell her clothes for me to do suicides. So it was difficult for me. And I didn't get to the university until I got a federal government scholarship. And that is where Mr. Shin of Nesto came in. I was looking for somebody to sign my scholarship form for me. I couldn't get anything. Mr. B, I would have signed it, but he was a public officer. Mr. Shin said he was going to sign, and he signed. So the day I saw him, he came to do a PGD or something. Then I was frustrated. Say what I said, this is the man who signed my federal government scholarship. And so I have a lot of people, all of you are my teachers. And people talk about heritage and everything. I mean, accident, birth of accident, and that we cherish that. I cherish Alafi, I cherish the royalty. But I think above all, we're all human beings. We are accountable. If somebody is under you, you must make sure that they may not like it, but you push them. Professor Rahman pushed me to the wall. And I say, okay, I'll push anybody who comes my way. If the error is in me, it's in Rahman, but it's not. I mean, he's highly respected today. I'm so happy that he's there. When I was given the fellowship of Nigerian Institute of Management, he came all the way, and I said, wow. And all the people who came there said, wow. I mean, so what else did I say? So for me, this when I hear about it, I say, why do they have to call me? There are elders in Oyo. Why don't they do them for them? So, but I just said, well, only God knows. So I thank you very much. And I thank my family, represented here by Miftah, and they have worked hard. They are working hard. He's a businessman. The first time I introduced him, I say he's a farmer. They say, your son is farmer? And I say, yeah, he's a farmer because he has a master's in Greek, and he says that's what he wants to do. And he's doing well. So I thank him very much. I thank all of you. I see Mutiu is here. I see Akintude. I see others. People are off the screen. But whoever is here, I mean, I thank you all. I can see Biola. I can see Bimbo. Bimbo. I mean, Bimbo is a big man now. When I look at the way he's So I thank you all and for doing this. And then, of course, the moderator. So thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daddy Shego. And I must say that we've got one or two things to pick from what you have said, sir. I must note how you expansively mentioned Professor Rahman, who is well regarded as the father of geology in Nigeria, and one of the biggest names associated with our university, OAU. I must say that we feel very honored to have him present here. And also, I should also mention that he is actually an uncle of the chairman. I think that's right, sir.
Yeah. Very true. Porter is my nephew.
Daddy, I have just one more question to go now in this direct conversation, and it would have to do with public affairs a bit.
Okay.
You would agree with me that. Are you there, sir, Daddy?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, sir. Yeah, you would agree with me that there cannot be any intelligent analysis of the unchanging development crisis Nigeria faces without coming to grips with the problem of corruption. In reality, the reason why we do not have good schools, why we do not have good roads, is because the funds meant for these things are freed up for private pockets. Yet, if you go around Oyo, one could say the structures in several basic schools, which we call primary schools. What were the incentives that made you not to free up the funds that you were supposed to use for these schools? Because some other people would have freed these funds, maybe give the contract to some front who would do some perfunctory thing, then we will be left without anything today. What were the incentives, sir?
Well, the first thing is God, Allah, God. Because I mean, Professor Rahman is there. I never thought I was not even I didn't know I would be chairman of SUBE, because when I was made chairman of SUBE, Professor Rahman said, and some of my students say, Oga, what are you going to do in primary education? I said, well, if they have called me to come, because in university, we stand up and we criticize government. So if they ask you to come and you don't go, then you better shut up. And I was very lucky, first God. Secondly, the people I work with, one of them is Leto Yebanji, my secretary. If you succeed, apart from Allah, then your organs. Like I've told you, I've worked with 5 chief executives in Oyo, and none of them pressurize me to bring money. They will even say, when you give contract out, ensure that they do it. 4 military and 1 civilian. So that was a plus for me. Secondly, the team I work with, Oyebanji, may his soul rest in peace, is a very perfect gentleman. We all insist that people must do it. And then, of course, our view then was that, look, we are going to go back. What about if people say, because I tell people that I represent 5 constituency. I come from the academia. I'm from a royal family. I come from Oyo. I'm a Muslim, and then I have my family name. So if I misbehave in any of this, then I block the chances of anybody who belongs to this. Because they say, you put a doctor there and he has misbehaved. You want to put another doctor? Or you put Omoba on there. So I'm always very, but above all, it is God. And then the people I work with, the governors, the military administrators, and the people in they agree with me that, look, we must leave a legacy. And we did everything at the minimum cost. Even when we give contracts out and people go and complain to our guys, they say, okay, even this one, they get 20% of it. Why don't we build more? Look at Latif Jakande. They said he was building trash, but he got people to school. I said, well, look, we don't have to build, we don't have to take 10 million. If you take 10 billion and you can build 3, why not? Let a lot of children come to school. So that has been the motivating thing. God, my organs, and the people I work with. And of course, the teachers.
Yeah, thank you very much, Daddy. I was thinking you would also mention discipline, contentment. I thought you were going to mention that must be one of the
that is going into my own personal thing, and I think I'll leave people to judge that, whether I was disciplined, whether I was contented. But like I told you, the driving force is, if I leave today, what will any Oyo man? Will he be proud? What will any Muslim? Will he be proud? What will anybody who is a Omalaf, will they be proud? Or people from the academia? So, I mean, those people, I think I owe them a duty. But within myself, I mean, was I disciplined? People have to judge them. Was I contented with what I have? I mean, I think it's better people comment that. But the one I have control on is to say, well, look, I represent these people, and I must make sure that I don't shame them. My son went for youth service in Kebbi. He said they push him in the bush. I said, yeah, of course, why not? He came back later, he said he was working in Super. I said, how come you are working in the Super? He said he went to the director and said, my father was a Super chair. And upon hearing my name, they gave him the job. I said, well, look, you are in trouble because you are using my name. You better go and make sure that you also do work. You also work. Because, I mean, I never had a father who says, because you are a prince, you must do this. So you have to work for it. And I'm happy that he tried his best. So I think the issue of discipline also, you have to practice it for people to copy. If I told my son, I said, well, okay, don't worry, I'll call somebody. I mean, is here. I never call people, say, give him a job or something. I won't. And he tells people, and people say, oh, that is too. But I think it's part of the training that I received, that my father would say, no, you have to go and do it. Because if he does it, then you say, because you're a prince. And then say, well, I mean, what about if you are not a prince? So I think the question of discipline, I mean, some people say I'm too strict. Well, I mean, it's question of judgment or contented. I mean, I know within myself that, like somebody will say, I didn't bring anything, I'm not going to take anything away. And I tell my sons, I say, well, look, I don't have any money in the account. The money I have, you are in school. So make up your life. And if any of them doesn't want to make, fine. I mean, you won't hold me responsible, you know. So I think if I go outside this and I talk about it, I say, look at this COVID-19. We are now working from the house. If you are not disciplined, you cannot work. And what it means is there is a new normal now. Those of us who are working, who are doing consultants, I tell people like Juma and everybody, I say, look, you have to work from the house. Nobody is going to tell you work or not. But if you don't work, they won't pay you. So we lack discipline. I mean, let's be sincere. Let's be sincere. We lack discipline in this part of the world. I mean, most of us who are in position of leadership, we lack discipline. We know how to criticize. We criticize a lot. We talk about this, but put the same person there. I mean, it does the same thing. So what's our problem? We lack discipline. And I think the earlier we got into realize it, that each one of us will have to contribute to bringing back discipline. Discipline about you are going to be accountable. If you are not accountable to man here, you are accountable to God. Look at all these leaders. Look at everybody now. Where are they now? Everybody is dying. And so even the money, what are they using the money for? I mean, we heard of people stashing money. I mean, what is he going to do? I mean, what? I mean, look at it now. People will rush to Canada and everywhere, health facilities. Even there now, you can't go there because it's even worse. It's even worse now. So what do we have to do is to make sure that our infrastructure, and like one of the things I like Buhari for, I mean, he may have his own fault, is to say, well, look, I mean, he didn't bring anything and he's not going to take anything away. And when he finishes probing, fine. You know, because at the end of the day, even those who had money, I mean, what is happening? Like Professor Rahman would say, well, I mean, his father, by the time his father was one case, I mean, he would say, look, what's all these people you are? If somebody is telling you that Professor Rahman is not disciplined, then you should know that that person is over disciplined. And that was his father. I mean, he will say, you, well, what are you using for money for? And Professor Rahman will tell us, Sulleiman, what do you need money for? So you see, so some of these things we learn it from our forebears, we learn it from our teachers, and I'm so happy that a lot of us we are asking that question. So my takeaway is that well, as we go now, ask yourself: are you disciplined in everything you do, at home, outside, even at work? So that's my take on it.
Thank you very much, Daddy. Personally, I'm always very concerned about the state of development. So anytime I'm able to interact with a public officer who did well, has done well, or is doing well, I'm always happy, because I recognize the role of good governance in driving the development. And I should mention this at this point now. I used to be a heavy critic of Alaje Adebayo Shitu. I think it did not quite get public relations right. But when I met him, I saw a different person actually, and there were a lot of things that, a lot of reforms. The things we are seeing at Night Post now, he started them actually because he had told me when I met him before they now started all those things. Now, I was very happy with what he said with evidence, and he is a very humble person. In fact, there was a time I was in the UK, he phoned me that he would want us to see. I was in Leicester with Dr. Shinkolade, and he said we should meet in honor. A very humble humble person. So having him again now chairing this session is a thing of honor. Yeah, we have many people who have been in government and who will still be in government in this session. I think Dr. Sulleiman Adediran is very inspirational, and this would be a fine example for others. Cafe impact it to that cafe seller, because all these things they matter more than whatever money one is able to amass. It's always fine when people see a project, a railway, a road, and say, "Ah, wow, this thing was done when Dr. Akintunde was commissioner for works like our Oyo Township road." Yeah. Eshigo, thank you very much once again, Daddy. With the indulgence of the chairman, I will call Alaje Adebare Salam now to speak for a few seconds. Is Daddy's Man Friday and is a development expert. Alaje Salam, sir.
Salam alaikum. Eku Yoko, everybody. Eku Ajoshi. To start with, Modupelo, a organizer, for what you have done. We were in this surprise. But invitation get to some of us because it's what we're supposed to do. That people just rally around and started informing us. We thank you so much for that. Actually, the issue is that people have talked a lot about Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. I don't have much to say again because saying something will look as if from the home base. But like the first speaker, Dr. Adediran is somebody whom you cannot just say this is a man that you want to copy, except Allah just endow you with it. This is a man that never seen himself as anything. Anywhere you find him, he will behave as if he's not the same person. Some people ask, is that doctor? You'll be wondering the way he does things. If you are sitting with him to eat, he will serve you water. He will do this, he will do that. Very humble a person to call. So I don't want to belabor us in saying much about him, but people have said a lot of things. I just have to thank you people for what you have done. At least you have set a record, and may God Almighty help every one of us and to at least to some extent copy what he's doing and to be a good example for the incoming generation. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Alaji. Eshigo. Yes, I will have Debo now.
Okay, thank you very much, Azan. Hello?
Debo is Farabale, my friend. Farabale. Don't jump. Farabale. Jackie introduce Koleba, feel happy. So call Farabale, call my bed. Debo is my friend. I don't want to call him Egbon. He's my friend actually. So he's not my Egbon, he's my friend. And we were at OAU together. Omdini actually is a media entrepreneur. He actually runs the popular Oyo Insight, which is the go-to site for any news pertaining to Oyo State. He had been with The Nation, he had been with Tribune, and I must say is a pride to us in Oyo Town for what he's doing, because whether you are governor, whether you are senator, you must reckon with Oyo Insight, which by the grace of God was founded by Dikro Akinola, and which would continue to expand, inshallah Rahman. Yeah, Debo.
Thank you very much, Azan. I'm very grateful for. Hello, are you listening? Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
I'm very grateful.
I'm not the only person here, so you are speaking to a very esteemed audience. So
you have not stopped this or something. Let me talk. Hello, are you listening?
I'm listening to.
Hello.
Everyone is listening to you.
Okay.
Everyone is listening to you.
I'm very grateful for that introduction. Let me start by congratulating you for attaining the age of 70. I remember this time last year when my Egban told me about you. Alhamdulillah for your life, Daddy. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, ẹ pẹ́ fún wa jù báyìí lọ láti lè bá lẹ́ẹ̀ níbi gbogbo ohun tó lọ́ọ́ ẹ̀ ń dá oyin pẹ̀lú sá. I wouldn't mind if I can ask Daddy just a question. I'm very sorry for missing the. You said?
Continue, Debo. Continue, please.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. I would like to ask Daddy just a question. Can I go on?
Go on, please. Go on. My worry, just continue.
Daddy, gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwa tí a jẹ́ ọmọ yín, gbogbo làásìgbò tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́yọ̀ọ́ ó ń kọ wá lóminú. Kí lẹ rò pé nígbà tí yín tí wọ́n ṣe tí àwọn tó jẹ́ adarí wa lọ́yọ̀ọ́ tí wọ́n ṣe mọ́ nísìnyí? Ní tí mò ń sọ ni pé ọ̀nà wo la lè gbé gbà, because pípọ̀ nù wa tá a jẹ́ ọmọ yín a lè lọ Ọ̀yọ́ dáadáa mọ́ torí pé tá a bá lọ àwọn Jésù ṣẹ̀kẹ̀ ní o, ànábì àkẹsàn ní o ni wọ́n ń dà wá láàmú, ẹ̀rù ń bà wá. Ẹ ṣé gan ni sà.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Daddy. Debo.
Thank you.
You are a bushman. Oh, you kó tan iná ọ̀dọ̀ so that àwọn èèyàn máa rí ojú ẹ.
I don't want to miss this interaction. I just got home.
Okay. Don't feel intimidated. Don't worry. You're on a shame. Why were intimidated? So pẹ̀lú fọkànbalẹ̀. Anyway, thank you for your contribution. I think I will not have Daddy to respond now. Perhaps maybe just in passing when he's having his when he's giving his vote of thanks. Yeah, you can just say one or two things on that. Dr. Tijani Ajibola sir. Ẹ kálẹ́ o.
Ẹ kálẹ́ o. Many happy returns, Daddy. Ẹ̀mí aṣọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún o.
Everyone is listening to you, sir.
Mo kí yín, Doctor. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún lẹ máa ṣe lókè pẹ́. Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kẹ́ pẹ́ fún wa o. Ọjọ́ ìbí ni ọjọ́ tí ẹ̀ ń ṣe lénìí, kò ń ṣe ọjọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ púpọ̀, so mi ní ìbéèrè tí mo lè béèrè ju pé kí n gbà ládùúrà pé Ọlọ́run tó ṣọ́ yín tẹ́ ṣe 70. Ọlọ́run á dá ẹ̀mí yín sí ẹ ṣe 100. Á wá jẹ́ kí àwa tí a wà níbẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ ìní káwa náà ká bá yín ṣe àjọyọ̀ 100. La hawla wala quwwata illa billahi al-azim. Many happy returns, sir.
Ẹ ṣé gan, Dr. Tijani. I introduced him earlier. He's the first financial secretary of Oyo Global Forum, one of the senior members of Oyo Global Forum, a sustainable development expert with a PhD for University of Birmingham in the United Kingdom. Now, a ti ń súnmọ́ ìparí lọ nísìnyí báyìí. But before I can talk to Professor Rahman, I would have Dr. Yunus Akintunde. Ekalesa, Doctor. I'm not sure we have him present.
You have me.
We have it. Okay. Error, sir. You spoke earlier, give me the opening prayer, but that's different from the tribute. So,
well, I'm one of the very few people that will still thank God again, as others are doing. Precisely 20 years ago, we were at Royalton Hotel, Area 10, celebrating 50th birthday of Dr. Sulleiman. Púpọ̀ náà àwọn tá a jọ ṣe ò sí láyé mọ́, bí dókítà fúnra wọn náà ṣe sọ. And I know kan tó sọ̀rọ̀ kò sí wọn ṣe wọn sọ̀rọ̀ náà ní sọ̀rọ̀ Ọ̀túnba Oyèbánjí. Àwọn náà organize ẹ̀. Tán bá wà láyé, yìí tá à ń ṣe lé ní bí Báre ṣe sọ. Ọ̀túnba Oyèbánjí wọn ti organize ẹ̀ láti bí oṣù kan kó tó di èní. Much has been said about him. Mo rí pọ́rọ̀ wọn renovate school ní gbogbo àṣà ń sọ jù. Ẹni tó bá work very closely with Dr. Adediran, we pray there are so many things to want to introduce in primary education. Like the moderator said, time when the library ṣẹlẹ̀, then call library to public schools. Time when náà ṣe mobile library, then ra truck tí ìwé máa wà nú ẹ̀, wọ́n máa gbé káàkiri fáwọn èèyàn láti kà. There are a lot of innovations tí wọ́n introduce lásìkò wọn. Èèyàn adẹ́rùn pé tí wọ́n bá súnmọ́ Dr. Adediran tó bá bá wọn gbé oṣù kan oṣù méjì tí ó bá kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ kan kò sí tó fẹ́ kọ́ nu Quran àbí tó fẹ́ kọ́ nu Bible. You will not learn anything. Wọ́n ṣe ń sọ àwọn kankan tèmi náà rí ibi tán tí mo lé ní tí mo dẹ̀ sọ fún moderator ǹjọ́ yẹn wípé táwọn èèyàn bá ti gbéwèé kalẹ̀ lèmi náà máa ń correct ẹ̀ sí ẹ̀dọ́ọ̀tì line yìí. Mo sọ fún moderator yìí lónìí wípé èmi kọ́ lára Dr. Adediran tẹ́ bá ti gbéwèé kalẹ̀ ní doctor wọn bá yín correct ẹ̀. Àwọn náà ti sọ ibi tán ti kọ́ lálẹ́ yìí. It's a great thing wípé Ọlọ́run sọ àwa yìí ó fi gbogbo wa sílẹ̀ láti witness tèmi. Ẹ̀kọ́ kan dẹ̀ ni wípé so many people àwọn tó jẹ́ billionaire wà láti clock is 70. OGF organize irú program yìí fún wọn. Àwọn míì náà lágbára OGF organize ẹ̀ fún wọn. Ó mìíràn pé OGF organize ẹ̀ fún àwọn èèyàn tó wúlò fún community. Woman builder ni Dr. Adediran. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní common fast kan tán máa ń lò. Bóyá wọ́n fẹ́ lò tán bá fẹ́ parí ọ̀rọ̀ ni. Wọ́n ní Fabiahi ala Yorùbá to Kaziban. Which of the favor of your Lord will you deny? Gbogbo ìgbà náà máa ń sọ. And it was the one that said wípé ìjà tí ẹ mọye ìgbà tọ́lọ́run sọ Ọlọ́run ò dẹ̀ ń kí ló lò. Tọ́lọ́run bá fi repeat àyà yẹn ní Suratu Rahman láì mọye ìgbà. Ó mìíràn pé Ọlọ́run fẹ́ ká wo ẹ̀kọ́ tó wà níbẹ̀ kó fi kọ́ wa ni. Much has been said. Mo rò pé tó kàn kù ní kí èmi náà ṣàdúrà wípé Ọlọ́run tó dá wọn sí di òní kò ní kánjú pa wọ́n. Tí Ọlọ́run bá wá fún wọn lẹ́mìí gúngún kò ní jẹ́ kán fi àárẹ̀ lò gbà. Àwọn ni wọ́n nú àwọn èèyàn tó train àwa ni wọ́n wà. Àbẹ́ ṣe ń sọ wípé ní Ifẹ̀ ìgbà tí prof ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan ní táwọn bá ti fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan kan doctor sọ wípé inú ẹ̀ ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Gbogbo ìgbà táwa yẹn náà bá ń fẹ́ ṣe kan ní wọ́n ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn bó ṣe kàn ṣe ni. Tí Dr. Adediran bá bínú parí kò ní sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ní rí wọn kán bínú. Tó bá bínú tán kò sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ nìyẹn. Tí doctor bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ doctor ń bínú nù. Ẹ lè rí kán bínú doctor bínú lé ní no. Ọlọ́run tó wá dá wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ tún dá wọn síbi òní. Àwa tá a wà lẹ́yìn wọn náà Ọlọ́run ó jẹ́ a lè ṣe irú tí wọ́n gbélé ayé ṣe o. I wish him happy birthday. Ìkànnì opportunity birthday bá ṣe ń yìn wọ́n tó yìí. Kọ̀wé kan ó ní ìkan nínú àǹfààní tí kí wọ́n máa celebrate birthday ní pé ó ń fún yàn l'opportunity láti audit past. Ìtọ́ ti kọjá lọ kí wọ́n audit ẹ̀. Kí wọ́n tún wá edit the planned activities of the future. Kí ni mo tún fẹ́ ṣe? Edit yẹn náà kó lè bá ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run mu. Ọlọ́run ọba aláàánú kò ní padà lẹ́yìn wọn. Ẹ ṣé.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yunus Akintunde, the former Commissioner for Works in Oyo State. Eshegosa. We will round off in a few minutes, but before we do that, we'll still have about 2-3 persons to talk. Mrs. Jumai, Mrs. Jumai is a development expert. He works with Daddy, with the celebrant. I'm not sure we have her. Dr. Adeyemo. Oh, okay. We have Mrs. Saki now. We have Mrs. Saki now. Good evening, ma.
Yes. Good evening. A very good evening to you, and good evening to the celebrant.
Yes. Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah. So much. Yeah.
So much has been said. Words to the celebrant, please.
Oh yes. So much has been said about the celebrant. Whatever I will say will amount to repetition, because everything that has been said is true. And that is why I zoomed in from Kaduna. And I'm still hanging. This shows that his mentorship cuts across ethnic and religions. I do hold him in high esteem, and I believe so do others. I pray that God will continue to uplift him so that he will continue to be a blessing to many others that are yet to come across his way. This is to say congratulations to him. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will now move with quick speeds now. Yes, earlier I said Egun Lalumankonyi Ibeyin. I will now call Daddy Professor Rahman to talk now. Ekalesa Daddy.
Hello.
Hello. Erasa. Yes.
Ṣé ń gbọ́ wa? Àwa ń gbọ́ yín o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Can you hear me?
Àwa náà gbọ́ yín sà Daddy.
Yes. Oh, you can hear me now.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Okay,
yes.
Very well. So, adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún ọjọ́ ìní o. Nǹkan rẹ báyìí, Nọ́kọ́lá máa gbé. Hello? 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 Hello?
Daddy, I'm going to sir.
Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi?
Very well, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Can you hear me? Okay, I'm out. You hear me, So first, I would like to thank Almighty Allah for making this day possible. I congratulate Dr. Omoba, that's what we call him, Sulleiman Adediran, on turning 70. May Allah spare his life and give him many more years of great service to all of us. I'm grateful to Almighty Allah for making me to know him. It's one of the honors that Allah has done me, that I've known him. That Allah has allowed him to be one of us. That Allah has pulled us together into one family. I remember today his late sister, the one at Ode, who brought him up, who, as he said, sold her clothes so that he can go to school. And the amount of devotion that he had for her, the amount of respect that he had for her, the incidences that occurred, that Almighty Allah allowed him to bear those incidences without having any recourse to destroy the relationship between him and his sister. May Allah be kind to her, may Allah be kind to him. I didn't know was my student. Can you hear me?
Benny,
Are you hearing me? Okay.
Benny,
I didn't know.
Everybody hears you now. Everyone can hear you, sir.
You can hear me. Okay. I didn't know was my student in Ife. I joined Ife in 74 and they came in. When he took his degree in 78, one of the best students in his class. And I have that on record, was one of the best students in his class. He went to do NYC somewhere in the East. Elf Petroleum Nigeria Limited gave him a job. And we said, Sulleiman, don't take the job of Elf. Elf is a petroleum company, one of the 5 leading petroleum companies in the country. We said, come back to the university and take a master's degree, and then we'll send you off to do a PhD. Now, it's important for you to understand that, because I'm glad that he took our advice. Not many people did. Because in those days, if you ask someone to leave an oil company job to come and take a job with a university lecturer, the people thought you didn't like them, that you hated them, that you wanted them to live in poverty like you are doing in the university. But he accepted it. He came back. I will tell you a story. By the time he got back, the amount of what we were earning as lecturers was so poor that one day we had to go out to look for extra means of income. And we went to Warri. We needed people, so we didn't have to find an hotel. So they will host us in their guest houses. And that evening, one evening, we were having dinner. And one of the young people, again, who had just joined Shell, was talking to us. I don't know whether Sulleiman would remember. The fellow said, oh, when my wife, this was 1980, whatever, when my wife is going to the market, oh, I give her 10,000 naira to go and shop. Please believe me, as a professor, I was earning 1,400 and something naira per month. My total pay for the year was about 14,000. And here was this fellow telling us that he would give his wife 10,000 naira every week. The wife wants to go to shop. So how do you, and here was I told Adediran not to take the job of elf. So you can imagine what he was earning at that time. Until he stuck with me and we went back doing our work, training people and so on. I remember the day the announcement came that he was going to, and they said he had been appointed, but I think it was one of the administrators, or some name like that, somebody had appointed him. And he came to me and said he was leaving. I said, oh my God, my department is going to collapse. Because he was telling me that if he got into government, he would do so well as to be impossible for him for them to let him go and want him to bring him back to us in the university. And one of the great things about which I want people to understand, that he's extremely appreciative of what you do for him. As head of the department, he was extremely loyal to me. Extremely loyal to me. We went through a lot of hardship. I remember on another occasion, the students in my department rioted. I had gone to Lagos to look for funds. We quit to run our field work. I was talking about all this skill about field work, what I use, and I love field work. And anybody who wants to work with me must love field work. I was in Lagos, and the students had rioted. They were going to kill people like him for supporting me that they must do field work. Of course, when they called me in Lagos, I returned. The students paid for it. They paid. None of them graduated that year. I made sure. I told all of them that, okay, people are tapped, those who are trying to build you up. For that reason, you will spend an extra year in this university. And that of course, one became notorious that, oh, Rahman does not graduate students. But it made them, because they were now, at the end of that time, 70% of those who got jobs in the industry were from Ife. And for that, I'm extremely grateful, because there are people like him who believed what they were trying to do and pursued it as vigorously as possible. Sulleiman is a great achiever. I learned a lot from him. You may not remember. It's like when I was head of department. We have a little money. And I said, okay, this money we will do for you. No, Prof, let us build something. Let us put a showcase here. Students' matters can be taught there and so on. Those things, I assure you, they were done in the early 90s when I was head of department. They are still in the department up to today. He was such a free-minded fellow, and he believed in excellence. I travel about quite a lot, and one of the things I'm very so proud of, and I took pictures, a lot of them, when I go to the remote parts of Oyo State. There was a time the Oyo Road through Akinyele and Co was very bad, and we had to go through, I think, Kobo or something that way, and then you get at Fiditi eventually. Those were quite remote areas, and if you get to any of those villages, you will see the SPEB buildings in those places. And I was really at the libraries and stuff like that. I was really impressed. And it made me, each time I saw those things, I was happy that anybody who studied here will say a prayer for the person who put this together. Sulleiman was extremely transparent, extremely honest. You could trust him. I didn't have to think that anything will miss. And when he got to government, it made that happen. And it was somebody who did not forget those of us that he left behind. With respect to people like Yisa, Yusuf, all of them, and so on, they were all people he would respect. You go to his office, he will give you what is due to you. Whatever he could do for them, he did for them. And that for me is a joy. He came to the department, and there was somebody who leaves things behind, when he came to the department. The furniture in the library was very of a poor stand, was ragged, because there was no money in the university. He found the funds to furnish the library. If you go to the library in Ife today, up to today, is the furniture that I did not put there that we are still using. So I can't thank those of you enough who have put this together. I must thank my nephew, because only about 7 p.m. this evening that I eventually got to speak to him, and he mentioned this to me, and I was so proud that, okay, here we are able to do something. I mean, the legacy is a great achiever, landmarks which he has left everywhere, and then of course Islam. I mean, for us, it's a thing of great joy. I mean, I believe his wife was initially a Christian, but that has not affected us and the way we live. So that in thanking people, I will, at this point, hello, are we still there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
So at this point, I would like to thank his wife. Exceptional woman, I think. Because not many women will cope with the kind of what I call suffering. Let me use the word suffering in what we have as lecturers in those days. Things are better for lecturers now, but they were really hard for them. They unending strikes, threats of government not paying their salaries, and so on. And yet she bore all this. always with a smile. We went to their house, always with a smile, receiving you kindly, and the children ever so respectful. And for that, one is grateful that this man, Omoba, obviously he has not told his people, and I'm a prince, and therefore you must be haughty in the way you deal with people. They had learned to be humble. They had learned to respect people for what people are, and so on. So for that, I'm grateful to that, and I'm grateful to him for teaching that to his family. One could, I don't want to take all your time, but I must say that Sulleiman is a very rare person, extremely rare. He's aware of who he is, and yet he puts all that behind him so that he can relate to the rest of us in ways in which we find acceptable. And for that, Almighty Allah will reward him immensely for all that he has done. It's very hard for me to believe that he's 70, because he looks so young, looks so handsome, extremely active, and to show that the kind of person he is. Let me just go back again. We are talking about is going back to UI to take a degree in education. That is because of the man's interest in education. I told you how he left a job that will pay him 10 times what he wanted to be a university teacher. So if he wanted to go into consulting, he thought he needed to get education in training, even though he had been a teacher earlier on in life. And you must expect that complete interest in developing young people through education. And for that, if there are merits and orders to be awarded, I think that's somebody we want to honor. And one is extremely grateful. Well, let me welcome Sulleiman to the club of septuagenarians. We were 74 years ago, and we thank Allah we are still here. May Allah making your joining us a mercy and a blessing for you, and a blessing and a mercy for us. May Allah continue to bless, preserve you, and prosper you, and grant you many more years in happiness and well-being and good health. I thank you all. May Allah be pleased with this our celebration of Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, Daddy. You spoke in the hallmark of excellence, and we appreciate you for that, sir.
Thank you very much.
Very excellent.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. This session would end. Yeah, this session will end in minutes. It has to end in minutes because we actually planned 2 hours, and everybody wants to talk, but unfortunately, we cannot have everybody to talk. You will just pardon me if you are not able to talk. I'm very sorry. Now, the chairman of Oyo Global Forum will have 45 seconds of making his remarks.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for your time. I must specially congratulate the celebrants, Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. He's a father, he's a mentor, and at the same time, he's a very, very special friend. Yeah, I think I use that word friend because when he talks to me like his colleague. It talks to me like someone that he wants us to, as if he wants us to reason together. And I've had the opportunity of learning a lot from him, and I'm very proud of my relationship with him. I'm proud of the access I have to him, and we won't take this for granted. So I'm also very thankful on behalf of the forum. We appreciate the chairman of this event, Barrister Adebayo Shitu, the immediate past minister for communications, my very, very, very special uncle, Professor Umar Rahman, So thank you very much, sir. It was really tough getting you on phone, but thank God that we were able to finally make this work. So to all members of the forum, Dr. Yunus Akintunde Alaji KK, the founder of Oyo Global Forum, Dr. Shimukolade, all members of the executives, Honorable Bimbo Kolade, everyone else, all the financial members, all the board of trustees, and all members of the forum. We are very happy with this, and we hope this is something we are able to continue with for people that have been able to distinguish themselves in different areas of life, and people that we pray that we will have more people like Dr. Adediran in our community. Is a perfect role model and is an excellent example in all areas. May your tribes multiply by God's grace, sir. So thank you very much and all the best.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Olorun Rahman, the chairman of Oyo Global Forum. Thank you. We'll still have Alaji Adebayo to have the final remarks, but just before that, the celebrant would, for some seconds, say thank you to everybody. Just thank you to everybody. Daddy, Erasa.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ṣe thank you fún gbogbo èèyàn sir kí chairman tó fi closing remarks sir. I'm not certain we have him.
I'm here.
Okay. Ẹ ṣe ìdúpẹ́ fún àwọn èèyàn sir.
Kí n tó dúpẹ́ ẹjọ́ ẹnìkan wà mí tó wá láti Ondo, Dr. Adeyema, kóun náà kan sọ̀rọ̀ ìṣẹ́jú kan ẹjọ́.
Okay.
Dr. Adeyema.
Dr. Adeyemo, Erasa.
Well, bóyá ti lọ sóńdó nìyẹn. Tó, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín. Wọ́n ní nígbà kan tí a bá ní a fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan kan, are you sure it's going to happen? Are you sure I'm going to be 70? Are you sure I'm going to see tomorrow? Are we sure when you plan this, will it happen? So, which of the blessings of the Lord will you deny? Which one? That we are around here. That I have the people who train me, the people who I train, and the people I learn from. That's why I would have loved Dr. Adeyema to say something. But I think the road to Ondo is bad. That's why he left. So I want to thank everybody. Your OGF for organizing this. I thank God that something like this is happening. I wish we were able to do this. So I want to thank the chairman and Dr. Adeyema is there. Dr. Adeyema. Okay. So I want to thank everybody. Dr. Adeyema. Okay, maybe it's not here. I want to thank everybody for organizing this. I want to thank everyone, I mean everyone, from Professor Rahman to everybody who is there, particularly the chairman for this occasion. He's a man who respects me so much. He mentioned reconciliation. When somebody told him they should come to my house, he said, yes, he's going to come. And I'm very happy that he came tonight. May Almighty Allah be with you, uplift you, and uplift everybody. I thank my son, who is representing everybody here. The last time he celebrated his birthday, I told him I'm very proud of him because of the Islamic tenets that he has, because we pray for children to be after us. So I want to pray for everybody that thank you very much. I'm proud of everything. Alaji Shitu, thank you very much for being a friend, a partner. I'm Professor Rahman. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Daddy. Ashego. Happy birthday. Yes. The closing remarks of the chairman,
Yes.
Alhaji Adebayo Abdurrahim Shitu.
We all have cause to thank Almighty Allah for his beneficence over us, for giving us long life, for giving us good health, for giving us the wherewithal to celebrate one of our own on this occasion. I want to thank the organizers for deeming me fit to be the chairman of this occasion. It is a thing of pride for me to be associated with the event of today. It is my prayer that in another 10 years, all of us who participated in today's program would also be alive to participate in a similar program in honor of our brother, Dr. Sulleiman Adediran. May God Almighty continue to sustain each of us in all goodness. I welcome everybody and I say good night to everybody. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's my big pleasure.
Yes. As they say, Oniyoshe, Oni.
Àwọn tá a jẹ́ náà kó àìbínú.
Okay, Oniyoshe ọlọ́bẹ̀ ṣe.
Àwọn tá a jẹ́ apá ìbínú.
Mo rò pé gbogbo apárápátá láti rí oúnjẹ ìnáwó wa, láti gba juice, láti gba rice, láti gba chicken.
Very good.
Ẹ wá rí pé èmi tí mo juice tèmi ní ẹ̀gbẹ́ kan níbí báyìí. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the Executive Council, and the Royal Global Forum, thank you to everybody. First to the chairman who accepted that today.
I think we can sing for him because he's a jolly good fellow.
For he's a jolly good fellow.
Okay, good. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
And so say all of us pray. And so say all of us pray. For he's a jolly good fellow. He's a good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of Good night. Happy birthday, sir. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
You're welcome.
Ọjọ́ yìí ṣe pàtàkì, ó ṣe kókó. Ẹni ọdún bàbá láyé, ó yẹ kó ṣọpẹ́. Ọlọ́jọ́ ìbí àbáyé, ẹ kú oríire. Congratulations on your birthday today, celebrants. We wish you happy birthday. Ọlọ́jọ́ ìbí ijó kẹ̀yìn, kẹ́mí ajó, kẹ́mí ayọ̀, èní lọ́dún yìí.
Okay, well, come on, take it off. I think they've done now.